Alright guys, welcome back. This is Algebra 2. This is lesson 22.4, and we're just going to go over some more trig functions and try to help you out with this, okay? Be patient with me, okay? So, review. Cosine of theta, we said was x. Sine of theta, we said was y. Tangent of theta is going to be the values y over x, okay? So in the previous video, we talked about cosine theta, sine, and tangent. All right, over here, and I know this symbol looks a little different. I don't know if I picked a different font, but it's still theta. It's just a different font, theta, a little lower. All right, if it's secant of theta, okay, then it's 1 over cosine, okay? 1 over cosine, or 1 over x. Just take x and do the reciprocal. If it's cosecant of theta, it's going to be 1 over sine, which is 1 over y. All right, so the reciprocal of this one. And then cotangent of theta is 1 over tangent. So if tangent is y over x, over here you're just going to do x over y, okay? So don't panic, don't panic. So here, let me just do an example really quick. So if I give you the cosine of theta equals 1/2, okay? If I say the cosine of theta is 1/2, all right? And then I want the secant, okay, of that same angle theta, then all you're going to do is do the reciprocal of this, and it would be 2 over 1. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Okay? All right, a couple other things up here, again, that we've been working on is those signs. Okay? If you're in quadrant 1, everything's going to be positive, positive. If you're in quadrant 2, it's going to be negative, positive. Quadrant 3, going to be negative, negative. And then finally, quadrant 4 is going to be positive, negative. All right, and then last thing, I sent you guys the most beautiful slide on my PowerPoint. It was the one about reference angle. This one is not as pretty as that one, but basically, reference angle is any angle that you're given. We want to refer back to quadrant 1. So if it's in quadrant 1, less than 90, all right, that's theta. If you're in quadrant 2, you're going to use 180 minus theta. If you're in quadrant 3, you're going to use theta minus 180. And if you're in quadrant 4, you're going to use 360 minus theta. Okay? All right, I have more goodies for you. Watch this. So let's see if I set this up just right. Hopefully I didn't mess it up. We're going to find out in a minute. Okay? I pulled up quadrant 1, and it should be coming. Oh, nice chill blue light right there. I like that. It's a nice chill blue light. But we want blue light? Yes. Okay, so what I did here is I put quadrant 1 up here. Let me erase this so you can see it. That was 360 minus theta if you're in quadrant 4. Okay, so remember, it was all about quadrant 1, and I hope that you finally memorized quadrant 1. All right, you've got 0, 2 pi, and the values for x and y are over there. 30 degrees or pi over 6, pi over 4. You know, you have all those values for quadrant 1. All right, we're going to change the angles on you. We're on page 10, okay, and we're going to use the whole reference angle and see if we can get these answers. Okay, so what am I trying to say? All right, here we go. So let's just start with number 5 on the worksheet. Number 5 on the worksheet says I want the sine, okay, of 150 degrees. All right, we're on number 5 on page 10. All right, so look, 150 degrees falls in quadrant 2, because this is 90, this is 180, so 150 falls in here. So the first thing you're going to do, okay, is go 180 minus 150, and you're going to refer back to the 30-degree angle. Okay, so we're going to go back to the 30-degree angle, and you're going to look at the sine value of 30 degrees. Okay, so the sine of 30 degrees, come over to 30. This is cosine of theta, this is sine. All right, it's going to be the 1/2. Okay, and then I got to check on my sines, because 150 landed in quadrant 2, let's just double check the signs. All right, the cosine is negative, the sine is positive, so you'll go ahead and keep that positive, and then the answer is going to be 1/2. Okay, so let me kind of review what I just yacked about. All right, first thing you're going to do is you're going to have an angle in a trig function. Okay, you're going to find out what quadrant 150 is in. If it's in quadrant 1, you're just going to leave it alone and go to this chart. Okay, if it's in quadrant 2, you're going to use 180 minus theta. That's where we got the 30. We were doing the sine of 30. Go to 30 and grab that value. So you're going to be 1/2 or negative 1/2, but because 150 fell in quadrant 2, look, the sine value is still positive. Okay, all right, let's try another one. All right, and then we will do one with radians, okay? So, okay, how about the tangent of 300? Okay, the tangent of 300 degrees. I'm just making sure you guys can see this up there. All right, the tangent of 300 degrees. Well, 300 degrees, here's 270, so it's gonna fall here. So you're gonna use the 360 minus 300, and now you're looking for the tangent, okay, of 60 degrees. Okay, little degree symbol there. All right, the tangent of 60 degrees, okay? So if you come over here, it's gonna be the y value over the x value. All right, so it's gonna be the square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2, which is going to be the square root of 3 over 2 times 2 over 1, and you're left with the square root of 3, okay? Now, before I get happy, all right, what was going on with the signs? Well, in quadrant 4, the signs were different, so since the signs are going to be different, this is going to be negative, so it's going to be negative square root of 3, okay? All right, let's try one with radians. All right, let's try, how about the cosine, okay, of 11 pi over 6. Okay, you know what I would do? I would just change it into degrees. So I don't know if you remember, but you're going to take this and you're going to multiply by 180 over pi. All right? Drop the pi action. Okay? 6 will go into itself once, into 180 30 times. Okay? And then 30 times 11 will be the cosine of 330. Okay? Are y'all with me so far? If it's the cosine of 330, that's going to fall in here. So you're going to do 360 minus 330. So we're looking for the cosine of 30. Okay, you're going to come over to 30 degrees. Cosine is the first number. Now we just have to worry about, is it the positive of that answer or the negative of that answer? Well, we were in quadrant 4, and cosine is positive, so you're just going to leave it as a square root of 3 over 2. Okay? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. This should be irritating you a little bit. Not the easiest thing in the world to do, is it? All right, well, this was lesson 22.4, Algebra 2. We'll talk to you guys soon.